Oh, hey there, guys. Oh, it's in my fucking eyes.
No! Broken tractor! Burn it! Come on, Bubba, get the fucking gas!
We're mixing explosives and you're smoking a fucking cigarette.
And there's these nasty ass, like, 20-year-olds jumping around barking at each other in the fucking park.
It's like a Cinemark sponsored cringe comp. Like, it's bad, bro.
I would like to prove to Meredith and her punk-ass dad that I am not a loser, and that I am worthy to take her to prom. I love my guns in the same way that YouTube likes fucking my tight winky ass. Lative une yippee-ki-yay. Like a person fighting. Yeah. I really love this holster. I can now hide this gun better than my sexuality.
I like my women like I like my guns, oiled up and locked in my safe.
Hello, I'm Mediocre Montgomery, and today... Hello, I'm Mediocre Montgomery. Welcome back to the Mediocre Militia. This is going to be a voiceover because I have a tremendous amount of agonizing content to cover here, and I'm going to try to get through it as quick as possible. I shit you not, I actually have 8 entire pages of notes. So I saw the trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder, and I didn't have high expectations at all. I never really connected with Thor as a character because I'm not a beefy dunce with a magic axe and a god complex, nor do I find those character traits interesting. But what I did find interesting was Christian Bale playing a Marvel villain that enjoys killing gods and appears to have a steady diet of Duracell batteries. So I suspended my criticism and purchased a movie ticket. I thought this movie was going to completely suck, and Christian Bale was going to carry the movie and get buried in all of the garden variety Marvel baloney. And I was so wrong to ignore my senses and intuition. Because this movie is low. This movie has to look up just to see hell. I don't understand what the fuck happened. Taika Waititi is a talented dude. I love Jojo Rabbit. It's a masterpiece in my opinion. Ragnarok was pretty good. I remember enjoying it for what it was. It was definitely my favorite of the Thor movies at the time. But I guess you really can't catch lightning in a bottle twice. You know, this movie is clear evidence of that. So as I said before, I've got a massive list of issues, and I'm going to try to rattle them off as quick as possible.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
But let's cover the positives really quick, since there are really only a few. Gore the God Butcher was easily one of the best MCU villains ever. I actually would be confident to say that he was the best of them all. From my recollection, I believe he was the best, the most interesting, and visually stunning. You know, his motivations seemed justified. Jane was actually semi-tolerable, which was a pleasant surprise. And she actually had some okay character development, which was really cool, because from my initial reaction to the trailers, I was like, oh god, they're digging her ass up. But yeah, she was actually pretty good. She wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination, but she was serviceable for sure. Rocket Raccoon was in the movie, which is always a positive for me. I think he's the most underappreciated character in the MCU. And the last and final positive element to this movie was that it ended, which was pretty cool. Turns out that it wasn't actually eternal damnation, like I didn't die on the way there to the movie theater, and that was just going to be an unending punishment. So let's get into the negatives. Valkyrie. Valkyrie has nothing to do in this movie except crack jokes, stand around, waste time stealing a lightning bolt just to get stabbed with it, be the king of New Asgard, and not queen for some reason. I guess they thought that would be some kind of jab at masculinity or something, but it just denigrates the nobility of actually being a queen, So I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that. Also, she's fucking the director of the movie. which is definitely the reason she was unnaturally forced into this fucking movie in the first place. She was just totally vacant, not the, because she was alright in, like, Thor Ragnarok. She was serviceable, not in this movie. Absolutely fucking terrible. Could have actually cut her out of the movie completely. Movie wouldn't have lost or gained anything, Korg is still annoying and has nothing to do except crack jokes. Korg is also responsible for one of the most unforgivable atrocities in this film, when he fist fucks another rock person, and I mean that literally. So the synopsis, because I'm gonna have to cover the movie, spoiler warning, to really dig into like the meat and potatoes of the fucking issues at hand here. I'm gonna save you a lot of sharp pain and boil the plot down for you as succinctly as possible. Gore is a pious worshiper of a pissant god. The god ignores his prayers and allows Gore's daughter to die of starvation and dehydration. Gore kills the god with a magic sword that in turn curses Gore, and he vows to slap chop all of the gods. Jane is dying of cancer. Science and medication isn't solving the problem, so she turns to Viking sorcery. And Thor's broken hammer decides to call to her and arbitrarily fixes itself for Jane because Thor whispered to it at some point to, like, protect her or some stupid shit. It's too bad that Thor's hammer couldn't fix itself for something a little more urgent. Like Thanos killing half of the universe's population just a few movies ago. Anyways, she becomes Mighty Thor because as long as she holds the hammer, she won't die of cancer, but when she lets go of the hammer, it worsens her ability to combat the cancer. Gore the God Butcher's blood-bathed rampage is now aimed at eradicating the Asgardians, so naturally Thor runs into his estranged ex-girlfriend, and a ton of time is spent on them solving their issues and rekindling their love and their relationship after Gore kidnapped the Asgardian children to lure the gang into his trap so he can steal Thor's teleporter axe to reach a cosmic genie that can grant one wish to whoever asks for a wish first. And no one in the universe at any point in time has ever done that. Gore wants to wish for the annihilation of all the gods, but here's what's fucked up. Thor apparently knew about this wish-granting being this entire time. Thor could have used his axe to travel there and wish Thanos away, or all evil in general, just to disappear in Infinity War. Or a multitude of all of the other things that were leading up to Infinity War. So yeah, he's a useless fucking idiot. Somewhere in the middle of the movie, Thor and friends go to a city where every god ever lives, and they seek Zeus, so they can rally an army of gods to defeat Gore before these clowns get turned into clown salsa. That plan goes south, and all of the gods turn on them for trying to save their lives, which only further proves Gore's point of view is valid. Fuck you for trying to save our lives, bitch. I don't even know why I'm getting frustrated. Nothing else in this movie makes any fucking sense. What do you expect at this point? Now, remember when Call of Duty had nuts? They took risks. No Russian is probably the best example of this. No Russian could have sunk Call of Duty, but they prevailed because they had a nutsack. My point is, I know Jesus and Allah were chilling in that god city somewhere, living it up with all the other conceited scum. And this movie didn't have the balls to show them in the background. And sadly, they didn't have the balls to let Gore butcher Jesus and Allah. That would give people something to talk about. That would get asses in seats. But Marvel is a flaccid penis with no nuts. Thor grants his powers to a bunch of children because I guess he can do that all of a sudden, which also would have been useful in previous movies, but fuck it. Gore makes it to the genie first, and Jane is pushing up daisies at this point, but Thor convinces Gore to choose love and wish for his daughter to live again. instead of choosing death and hatred for those asshole gods that haven't learned a lesson at all. When in reality, he could have wished for both if he phrased his wish right. For example, I wish my daughter was reborn with the destiny to destroy all the gods. And there, he could have achieved both goals. But that would have made sense, you know? That's my point. None of this makes any fucking sense. Regardless, Jane and Gore kick the bucket, and then Thor adopts Gore's daughter. This movie is heinous, redundant schlock. I actually can't believe it exists. Gore carries the movie. His aims are sympathetic and make sense. Christian Bale was wasted. And from what I hear, most of his scenes were cut from the movie altogether in exchange for Thor's ass crack and deafening goat screams. You are never safe. There's a goat scream or joke every 2 to 3 minutes. Actually, I think that's a low estimate. I think it's more than that. The goats got their own fucking movie poster, and I'm pretty sure that the goats actually had more screen time than the villain, which is frankly repulsive. They don't have the words to describe my fucking frustration. Melissa McCarthy makes a cameo. Thank God that ended quicker than the goats. The goats and jokes are so insanely fucking inappropriate, so uncalled for. You know, it's like, imagine your grandma got her fucking head blown off, and it's a tragic, horrible event in your life, and someone decides to hire a fucking party clown to deliver her eulogy. Like, that's what this movie feels like. It's so insanely jarring. It's like, how can you have a character confess that they have cancer to their lover, and then immediately follow it up with Korg singing a song about rock people fucking? Nothing is sacred. There is no room for any of the mature aspects to breathe. Absolutely none. There is literally an Old Spice ad in this movie. That was pretty much the inception of my disassociation with this movie. I stopped taking it seriously, stopped giving a fuck. That said it all. And you know, it was really cringe. You know, they try to play it off as like a kind of like a self-aware, so it's funny and okay kind of level shit. Let me give you a taste of the tone of this movie with some edited clips from the same cinematic universe.
I don't feel so good. I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I know I can be challenging.
Please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Since when do you care so much about moisturizing?
Like, this is supposed to be in the same universe as, you know, like the Avengers and fucking Civil War and shit, you know. I award this movie 1 star out of 10, and that star is reserved for Christian Bale and his excellent portrayal of Gore the God Butcher. Like, also, you know, if you're gonna be like a little Marvel fanboy and try to defend this shit, you should just shut the fuck up, because I'm trying to help you. You shouldn't settle for garbage standards like this. I don't know, it's disgusting. I'm pissed. I'm done. This is the Mediocre Militia. If you think I'm a total fucking idiot, please leave a hateful comment. Deuces.